Okay, hello everyone. In previous video of this topic, we have discussed regarding inflorescence, that is introduction and definition of inflorescence, as well as one type of inflorescence, that is a racemose type of inflorescence, where the inflorescence mainly divided into three types. That is, first one, that is racemose, secondly cymose, and there are some special type of inflorescence are there. So now we will discuss regarding second type of inflorescence, that is cymose inflorescence. Already we know that the inflorescence are having types on the basis of the growth of peduncle as well as of arrangement of flower on that peduncle. In case of racemose, the growth of peduncle is indefinite and never terminated by flower, and the flower arrangement is always acropetal in succession. That is, the older flower, the flower which comes first, is at the base, and the new flowers, that is younger flowers, are present at the apex, and the peduncle growth is not terminated by the flowers. So the peduncle is continuously growing, and this type of inflorescence is called as a racemose inflorescence. Now let's discuss regarding cymose inflorescence. In case of cymose inflorescence, the growth of peduncle is terminated by the flower. Look at the diagram as shown in the figure. The first flower come or develop at the terminal end of peduncle. So this cymose inflorescence is a determinant type of inflorescence in which the growth of main axis is immediately terminated by the development of flower at its apex. Often the main axis or peduncle bears lateral branches and each ending in a flower. In cymose, the terminal flower is the oldest one, while the younger flowers are present in the lower side. The order of development of flower is from apex to base. That is called as basipetal succession. In order to opening of flower is centrifugal. That is, the oldest central flower open first and the younger peripheral flowers open later on. And this inflorescence may be uniparous, biparous, or multiparous. Now let's see what are different types of cymose inflorescence. First of all, we will discuss regarding solitary simple cyme. Here the example is hibiscus or datura. You might have observed the flower of hibiscus, which is a single flower is produced on a peduncle. This is called as a solitary simple flower. Or when the apical or axillary bud forms a single flower, it is known as axillary or apical solitary simple cyme. Its further development is limited or checked, and the inflorescence is always bracteate, and the examples are hibiscus. Now the second type of cyme inflorescence is uniparous, or we can say that monochial cyme. Here this is the same as in uniparous type of branching. This may be scorpioid or helicoid. In this type, the main axis ends in the formation of flower, and peduncle produce one lateral branch below the terminal flower. This single lateral branch also behaves like the main axis. And the two types of patterns of bearing flower we can observe, and depending on that there are two types of monochial cyme, that is helicoid cyme and scorpioid cyme. Let's see what is meant by helicoid cyme. Helicoid cyme, in this type, each lateral branch develops on the same side successively. Due to this, coiled or helic-like structure is formed. Therefore, this inflorescence is called as a helicoid cyme type of inflorescence. For example, Hamelia patens as shown in this figure. This one A diagram shows the helicoid type of sign inflorescence which gives the curved or coiled structure to the peduncle. Now the second type, that is scarpioid cyme type of inflorescence. Here in this type, the apex of peduncle terminates in a flower and a single lateral branch axis is given out alternatively to the right and the left of it, forming a zigzag appearance. Hence, the inflorescence is known as scorpioid. And the example of scorpioid cyme is Ranunculus bulbosum, Heliotropium, or Trichodesma. And this is the diagrammatic representation of scorpioid cyme. The diagram C says a scorpioid cyme outline plan. Here the first flower arrangement shows or alternative or forming a zigzag appearance of flowers on the main axis. So this is called as a scorpioid type of cyme inflorescence. Now the next type of cyme inflorescence is called as a dichysal cyme, or we can say it as a biparous type of cyme inflorescence. In this type, the main axis ends in a flower and at the same time the basal two opposite lateral branches produced young flowers. For example, dianthus or clerodendron. Look at the diagram here. This red flower shows that the first flower grows at the apex or at the terminal end of the peduncle, and from the base of pedicel of the first flower there are two young flowers are developed, and such type of arrangement is called as a dichysal type of cyme inflorescence, which is generally found in dianthus plant. Now let's discuss regarding last type of cyme inflorescence, that is, or fourth type of cyme inflorescence, that is multiparous or polychysal cyme. Now in this kind of cyme, the main axis ends in flower and at the same time it again produces a number of lateral flowers around. These are number of lateral flowers developing more or less simultaneously. The entire inflorescence look like an umbel, but is radially distinguished from the later by opening the middle flower first. And the example of polychysal cyme is Calotropis. Look at here the flower, the diagrammatic representation of floral arrangement. Look at here, when the main axis of plant is in a shows first emergence of first flower. From the base of first flower there is a second flower. Two second flowers are formed. Two new flowers are developed. From the base of second flowers there is again development of another flowers, and such a type of flower arrangement is called as a polychysal type of cyme inflorescence, and the best example is shown here, Calotropis. So this is all about cyme inflorescence. That is a cyme inflorescence in which the growth of main axis is terminated by the formation of flower at its apex, and depending on the development or arrangement of flowers and axis there are four types of cyme inflorescence. Simple cyme, that is we can say solitary simple cyme. Second, monochysal cyme, which is again divided into helicoid and scorpioid type of cyme. Third one, that is dichysal cyme, and lastly polychysal type of cyme inflorescence.